This is CGN News Network, tuning you in with the latest broadcast. Breaking news, Internet Explorer, are they exploring you? News reporters for this broadcast today will be Catherine Dang, Justin Yao, and Neil Patel. I'm sure everyone has seen by now the raging increases in the advertisements we see on everything possible, from social media to websites we go on daily. We've seen these ads increasing and we could be seeing them as just harmless little acts, but really, what could be going on behind the scenes? Our objective for today? To convince you, the audience, that our internet privacy is in more danger than you realize by the things that we thought to be the most harmless. No one is safe on the internet as long as we allow internet cookies to have this much control, and we need to start taking more actions to minimize their influence. It's important to know what is happening to you as you use the internet. Why? Cookies can record when and where you saw an advertisement, where in the world you might have been when it happened, and whether you clicked on it. Now tuning in with Neil, who's going to be giving you the breakdown about cookies.
We're interested in. They do this to sell targeted ads or in some cases even share that data with others without their permission. In recent months, there has been a lot of fuss around the fact that Facebook tracks its users across the internet. So how do they do this? Before we dive in, let's take a look at what cookies are and why they exist. Let's take a look at how cookies work. Let's imagine we have a website that requires people to log in to see the contents of the site. When you log in, your browser sends your username and password to the server, who verifies them and, if everything checks out, sends you the requested content. However, there is a small caveat. The HTTP protocol, which is what we use to browse the internet, is stateless. And that means that when you make another request to the same server, it has forgotten who you are and will ask you to log in again. Can you imagine how time-consuming it will be to browse around a site like Facebook and having to log in every time you click on something? So cookies to the rescue. You still log into the website and the server still validates your credentials. If everything checks out, however, the server not only responds with the content, but also sends a cookie to your browser. The cookie is then stored on your computer and submitted to the server with every request you make to that website. This cookie contains a unique identifier that allows the server to remember who you are and keep you logged in. As you can see, cookies are very useful and they make our lives a lot easier. But it doesn't stop there. Besides keeping you logged in, cookies can also be used to store your settings. Let's say you change the number of results your favorite search engine should return. Chances are high that they save this preference in a cookie and not on their server.
There are a total of 8 types of cookies. However, I'm going to tell you about 4 common types of cookies which are used by many companies. The first cookie is session cookies. It's basically when you exit a particular website, it will automatically be removed. For example, online banking, you have to put your username and password, but when you close the website, you have to sign in again. The second cookie is persistent cookies. It gives you the option to remember me. It saves your information so you don't have to manually log in again. An example for that is your Netflix account. When you automatically log in, you don't have to manually log in again. The third party cookies is the most important. It's placed on the user's hard disk by a website from a domain other. An example is like sunflowers.com. It may send a cookie of an address to an ad. And the last cookie is zombie cookie. It is very dangerous. It automatically recreates after a user has deleted it. An example is Quantcast. It's a technology that creates flash cookies to trace users on the internet. After explaining all that, I guess the most important part to all of this is personally why you yourself should care. Just imagine how easy it is for advertisement companies to be able to get almost every bit of information from you. From what you do the most on the internet every day, and what your interests are to where you live and who your friends and family are. Now, imagine how much easier it would be for a hacker to get to that information. And let me just tell you, that's only the start of the long list of reasons as to why you should care. A counter argument against cookies can only hold so much information, and cookies set by one website cannot be used by another. However, cookies set by a website can track you through the next website you go to as soon as you like and share. Everything you do cannot be seen by the original cookie. One simple way to be able to limit the amount of cookies used when you use the internet is to simply go to your privacy settings and just block them.
Thank you, Neil, Justin. So, to summarize it all for today's broadcast, we are warning you, our audience, to be more aware of these things called internet cookies. They are more than just little things that contain a lot of power on the internet. And if we aren't aware of them, they can do so much more than simply track what we can do through our web pages. And there are many different types of cookies, as well, for example, the 4 types Neil mentioned earlier. Be sure to especially keep a lookout for the third-party cookies, as they are the most commonly used. As Justin said, one simple way to try to lessen the control cookies have on us is to simply go in our privacy settings and block them. Of course, that doesn't mean we should stop there. There needs to be more actions taken on this matter, so tune in with us again on CJN News Network. As always, it is a pleasure to give you, our audience, the latest news on what's happening. Your news reporters for today again were Neil Patel, Justin Yao, and this is Catherine Dang signing off.